Deep beneath our feet, locked inside rock layers more than 65 million years old, scientists have uncovered something that should not exist. Microscopic spheres of rare metals scattered across the globe in a distribution that looks eerily similar to fallout from modern nuclear testing. Yet these layers were formed millions of years before humans ever split the atom. For centuries, we believed we were the first life to master industry, technology, nuclear power, and even the reshaping of the atmosphere itself. But what if we weren't? What if Earth has hosted other civilizations, erased by time, till only their geological fingerprints remain? The idea isn't just science fiction, it's rooted in a provocative scientific thought experiment called the Silurian hypothesis. And tonight, we're going to crack it open together. Before we dive in, remember, if you love exploring mysteries hidden in deep time, make sure to subscribe so you never miss what we uncover next. The story begins in 1980, when geologist Walter Alvarez examined a thin layer of clay near Gubbio, Italy. Buried right at the line between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods, he found iridium 30 times higher than normal. Iridium is rare on Earth, but abundant in asteroids, and that layer became ironclad proof that an asteroid impact wiped out the dinosaurs. But more importantly, it showed us something crucial. Catastrophic events leave signatures in rock that last tens of millions of years. And if something as brief as one asteroid strike is still so obvious, then any civilization rising and falling across thousands of years should leave even louder signals. The question is, are we seeing them and just not recognizing them? The Cambrian explosion throws gasoline on that fire. For billions of years, Earth hosted mostly simple life. Then suddenly 540 million years ago, complex multicellular organisms with eyes, shells, and intricate body plans erupted almost overnight in geological terms. The fossil record doesn't show a slow progression, but a leap. Were we simply unlucky that transitional fossils didn't preserve, or did a more radical force spark the change? Similar mysteries resurface again and again. Unexplained gaps, times when species vanish en masse while new forms appear as if designed. Mainstream science describes it as bias in preservation and bursts of natural selection under extreme pressure, but imagine looking again and asking, could these anomalies be fingerprints of something industrial, technological, intentional? Because chemistry does not lie. Industrial civilizations must consume energy. They burn fuels, manipulate atmospheres, produce synthetic compounds and isotopes nature itself cannot make. Our own civilization has already left such markers. Greenhouse gases rising sharply since industrialization, plastic fragments now embedded in ocean sediment, and radioactive isotopes produced by nuclear testing that will remain long after cities crumble. Future geologists would detect our era instantly. And yet, anomalous layers from millions of years ago show similar chemical distortions. The Great Dying, 252 million years ago, correlates with the carbon signature as if unimaginable amounts of fossil fuels suddenly burned. Metallic microspheres identical to those produced by smelting processes have been found in strata far older than metallurgy. Even stranger, some sediment layers preserve polymer-like particles that look suspiciously like engineered plastics. Are they natural oddities, or evidence of industries long extinct? Some of the sharpest clues come from isotopes. Those are nearly impossible to fake. Radioactive fingerprints of nuclear technology exist in rocks tens of millions of years older than humans. In Gabon, Africa, scientists discovered natural nuclear reactors 2 billion years old, yet similar isotopic patterns elsewhere suggest not natural anomalies but weapons-grade reactions, concentrated in impossible ways. When geologists stumble across uranium ratios identical to the byproduct of nuclear detonations in rock older than mammals, it raises an uncomfortable question. Did Earth's cycle of extinctions sometimes involve civilizations destroying themselves? Antarctica deepens the mystery further. Beneath 2 miles of ice, radar scans suggest vast artificial structures, grids, geometric corridors, potential power plants buried deep within bedrock. Alongside them, organisms with gene structures that appear engineered to survive industrial toxins and harsh environments. Could Antarctica once have been the home of a civilization advanced enough to design its own biosphere? And if so, did they deliberately freeze their continent as a time capsule for us? Subscribe now to stay on this journey, because the deeper we go, the stranger the evidence becomes. Other signs push us outward into orbit and across the solar system. Stable satellites in ancient gravitational positions. Mining scars across asteroids. Chemical remnants in Martian regolith that don't line up with natural geology. If civilizations reached beyond Earth, their most lasting monuments would be floating in space, shielded from erosion, waiting for rediscovery. And yet, closer to home, the deepest trenches of our oceans, the quietest, most stable environments on the planet hold sonar images of vast artificial patterns stretching for miles across the seafloor. Beneath crushing pressures where human machines barely survive, time preserves secrets we're only beginning to glimpse. And then there's the DNA. Frozen permafrost and amber have preserved sequences that don't fit evolutionary history, with signs of artificial modification, genes spliced to enhance cognition, longevity, even traits that make far more sense in technological societies than in wild ecosystems. Buried in some organisms, researchers even found genetic structures that act like data storage devices, encoding maps and information in DNA itself. Who or what wrote those into Earth's genome? The more we dig, the more a pattern emerges. Civilizations rise. They achieve extraordinary feats: climate engineering, genetic redesign, space colonization, then they vanish. Sometimes collapse comes alongside massive extinction events. Sometimes after nuclear signatures spike and vanish. Sometimes after atmospheric gases return abruptly to natural baselines. And each time, Earth resets. Life rebuilds itself. A new cycle begins. Today, humanity may be following the same script. Our carbon dioxide record, plastic deposits, nuclear isotopes, they will all persist for geological ages. The difference is, we know. We can see the wreckage of our predecessors, scattered across deep time. And if we recognize the warnings hidden in their signals, maybe we can break the cycle. Maybe instead of collapsing into another geological footnote, Homo sapiens can become the first Earth civilization to endure, adapt, and join whatever greater galactic community might already exist out there. The Silurian hypothesis does not claim direct proof of ancient cities or spacefaring empires. It claims that if they existed, the best place to search for evidence isn't crumbling ruins, but the blind witness of geology, chemistry, and DNA. And when scientists look with that lens, they see anomalies stacked higher than coincidence alone can explain. Whether you interpret these signatures as natural oddities or as echoes of forgotten worlds, one truth remains: Earth has been alive for 4.5 billion years. To imagine that we are the very first minds to harness fire, split atoms, or reach for the stars may not just be arrogant, it may be wrong. If you enjoyed this journey into deep time and lost civilizations, remember to subscribe. Because the story of Earth's hidden history is just beginning, and together, we'll keep uncovering what lies beneath.